Hello everyone, welcome to the another episode of QD Talks. I am your host Udita Saxena, and today we are going to explore the fascinating world of artificial intelligence and automation in business consulting services. How does the technology revolutionizing the services in business consulting, and what does the future hold for us? To explore more about the topic, we have invited an expert from the industry, Mr. Rahul Gupta, who holds more than 15 plus years of experience in the arena of consulting services. Okay, hi Rahul.
Hey, hi Udita.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So it's our honor to get you on board with us on QD Talks.
Honor is mine.
Yeah. So as I have said earlier to my audience, like the AI and automation is reshaping the landscape of business consulting, especially the customer experience part. So like being you an expert and coming from the industry arena, what is your overview on this?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, I'm very happy to speak about AI and automation purely because that is what the industry is all about these days, because we come from service industry background, we come from consulting, and we keep on talking to organizations on various avenues, whether they are telcos, banks, e-commerce organizations, and I think everyone is changing for good. Especially if I talk about post-COVID period, which is post-2019-2020, the role of AI in automation has evolved because the world saw a difference in how the customers were getting treated during the time when the pandemic occurred. And I think that gave a chance for a lot of people to kind of sit back, take a pause, and then re-synergize in their mind that what needs to be done for the future. So AI and automation is taking a leap ahead. How much is it at the moment? Maybe the penetration is really low when it comes to the Indian world. However, all the organizations are charged up and they're moving in that direction where they have the intent at least, and they're absorbing it slowly and gradually.
Okay, that's very insightful. So if I talk about some real world examples that you have applied in your consulting work in service industry, so can you tell the audience about those examples?
Yeah, so basically let's first understand what is it that we do from a consulting angle.
Yeah.
So basically we empower the organizations in delivering a best-in-class customer experience, great customer service, and a friction-free environment for the customer. Now, in order to do that, it is very important to understand the customer journey, the kind of touch points that they interact with, what are the kind of relationship channels that come in between, and all those kind of things. Now basically, from a consulting angle, what we are really doing is we are working on reducing the customer effort. When I say so, reducing the customer effort, these days customer wants everything on the click of their button, and they don't want to make too much effort in getting their queries serviced, requests and complaints handled, and a lot of other things. At the same time, the organizations have to do certain important announcements, communication. Let's say if there is a bank who has to remind a customer about an EMI.
Yeah.
There could be a telecom company who wants to remind a customer about their latest bill updations or a new pack change that has happened. Now, for everything, you don't want customer to call you to visit the branch or even the agents to dial and inform the customer, because that brings a cost, that brings an effort, and that brings an additional service. And that is where the AI and automation comes into picture. With AI and automation, you could throw a notification from the app. You could have an IVR call recorded, which could be a voice bot that can go to the customer. You could also have an email or a WhatsApp and so many other things that can happen, which meets your objective. So how the AI and automation is getting used these days, which is what we are also leveraging, is we want to bridge the gap for the communication channel that happens between the organization and the customers. And at the same time, if customer is looking forward to take any help, maybe the first thing he meets is a bot. When you type on the chat box on the website, without giving customer an impression that there's no human sitting, it is the intelligence of the bot to handle that customer and their queries. And that later on, if something goes wrong or if there is an interpretation issue, it may transfer this to the agent. But then also, it takes away a lot of effort for the initial time. At the same time, if you even call private bank these days, and I don't wish to take names of some of these, but you would see wonderful integration of the voice bots, and there will be voices that will announce that we are your relationship manager and thank you so much for calling. What is it that we can do for you? Please say it loud and clear. And you get that experience where you don't have to maneuver around the IVR, get this call transferred to the agent, introduce the topic to them, and so many things. But then the result is you get your whatever thing you were calling for, purpose fulfilled in 1/4 of the time compared to what you used to do earlier. You don't need a 3-minute or a 4-minute call. If you just need to quickly order a checkbook, if you just want to quickly maybe order a replacement card, if you want to activate an OTT platform in your telecom plan, all this can be done within 60 seconds. And that is what we are promoting. That is what, from a consulting angle, we are going back and telling to our organizations that we work with, that in order to solve some of the problems related with customer complaints, their retention, their experience, I think these things will be the game changer for the future, and they will increase the loyalty for the customer in the market.
Definitely. In fact, I must say everybody can relate to this.
Yeah.
The part where you talk about the bot part, the customer journey part, and especially the example you have taken from the bank.
Yeah.
So like at any moment or any time, everybody must have called to the bank.
Yeah.
And they have talked to like some AI or bot people. Okay, so if we talk about the traditional approach, the old school approach we were using, and now there is a new approach, that is AI. So there must have been some pros and cons as well. So let's talk about the pros of AI in consulting, or we can say service industry. What are your views on this?
So I think the biggest advantage for the AI and automation is it is a cost saving and efficiency building tool for the organization, and on the other side, for a customer, it is a live solution to any query that they have without spending too much time and effort, and it is as simple as that. So it's a win-win situation from both ends.
Yeah.
And in one of the previous things, I've already stated that what are the kind of advantages it brings. As an organization, see, I don't want my customer to spend even 1 minute for the things they have associated with me and spend their time or energy getting those things fulfilled. The very first primary thing is we don't want our customers to face any trouble if we are the organization. But even if there is, then the secondary thing that we don't want is them to spend time to get it solved. And that's what AI does.
Yeah.
If we talk about the disadvantages, I can't literally think of anything except for the fact that we are still humans. And we love to talk to humans, and probably when we talk about our trust and confidence level, when we talk about our sentiments, when we talk about getting a belief that, okay, did we speak to the right person? Is this tech thing really going to help me? I don't want to have sleepless nights. I don't want to interact once again. So sometimes we do need confidence from a human voice. Or maybe as an old age people, they would want to visit to the branch and see somebody in person. Yeah. Why? Because they want to have that confidence that they've dealt with someone, spoken in person to somebody, maybe got that document signed off, and it's all recorded. And later on, they can't have any issues. And I'm not too sure if the AI and automation can really solve for it, because this is related to people's sentiments. This is related to people's feelings. It may not directly be a con or a disadvantage. However, there will always be exceptions. And I think to certain segments of the society, to certain age groups, it may never fulfill their personal requirements. However, as far as the AI and automation is concerned, and if it meets majority of the customer requirements, I think it's all moving in the positive direction.
I think we can conclude it to like human touch is inevitable.
Absolutely.
Okay, so moving forward. There must have been challenges you have faced during the application or implementation of AI in your projects, the projects you have done.
Yeah.
So can we get to know about those challenges?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question. So what we do is we develop artificial intelligence, and that is based out of machine learning. Now, if you make a machine learn something that humans can do, it requires certain amount of time and effort and interpretation skills so that it evolves day by day. the challenges that we face is India is a country which has n number of languages, cultures, diversity, regions involved in it. And then if I only bring it down to the aspect that how many languages do we use in India, the count is endless. But even if I was to pick the major ones, we have at least 15-20 within our nation. And if you seek the chatbot or the voice bot or any form of automation to be an interactive tool with the customer, it also has to be in the vernacular language. It just can't be talking in Hindi or English. Maybe a Marathi guy wants a bot to respond in Marathi. A southern guy would want probably the bot to respond in Tamil or Telugu or Kannada. And hence, one of the key tasks or the challenges that we had faced and when we're still kind of treating it as an opportunity is you have to make the machine learn a variety of languages, a variety of tonality, variety of sentiments, so that it picks the languages that it's supposed to pick and then respond accordingly. So the machine learning, the interpretation ability, the versatile language part are some of the things that I think is evolving day by day. But I'm pretty sure and we are very confident that these days the kind of tools and theorems that we apply are kind of really helping us build over it. So yeah, making a machine as good as and as effective as human is itself a challenge. But I think it's a mix of tech plus data science plus artificial intelligence. And we work as teams between different groups, and then we have contribution coming from everybody to make it a successful product.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so if I talk about the corporate world, we have, a range of age groups. So there is Gen Z and there are millennials and there are people like who are from 90s, 80s, 70s. So I just want to know, I know millennials and Gen Zs, they are very comfortable with AI. So if I talk about the generation before 90s, so are they comfortable with the AI part, the implementation and everything? Because they are used to of like old school approach.
Yeah, they are comfortable as long as it does not become complicated for them. And anybody is comfortable in the market if you have to perform the task or the world does not change for them.
Yeah.
So all the effort, all the complications, all the algorithms run on the other side. But why it runs on the other side, when I say on the other side, from an organization side or at the back end, is because it can become simpler for the customer to communicate. It can become simpler for the customer to understand. It can become very, very easy for the customer to get what they need. And except for the fact if people are really, really old aged, or if they come from hardcore rural areas, or if there is a deficiency of devices or technology in those regions, without which the AI cannot function, I don't see this as a challenge for any of the generations. And even if there are, I'm sure in the coming times, people will get used to it. Since we have a Digital India campaign going on, and I'm sure the government is also doing too many things around it in a very, very constructive manner. I think that the whole nation is moving towards a fact where enabling the society through the technology, through the internet and through the AI tools
Digital
is becoming
India
a must and exciting factor for everyone. So I mean, an example that I want to give is, it's not related with the AI and automation, but very recently I saw the financial bodies of India leveraging their technology to the Western nations and to the African nations. We talk about UPI. UPI does not exist out of India, but we've come to a stage where our national payment bodies are trying to promote it in the other nations, and they're very excited about it, and they're calling to meet and to understand these technologies, and then they want to use it and absorb it with all the security and payment efficiency and the speed and everything. So it is nothing but it is again digitalization of the whole thing, and AI and automation is a part of it.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay, so if we keep in mind like our work, business consulting in the service industry, or we can say the customer experience part, so what are your suggestions to the AI people, like the things you want, like it should be there or it could be embedded in the system?
Okay, so I think the interpretation of the words or the written language or the spoken language is something that is already being worked at.
Yeah.
However, the next thing that can happen is also assessing the sentiments behind it, also assessing the feelings behind it. And I think the moment the AI and automation is able to capture that aspect also is when we take another big leap in the form of AI and automation, where we don't just say that what somebody is looking for is this, or what somebody needs to be communicated at this, but we also know the sentiments behind them, which cannot be gauged by the words that they use, but with the tone and expression that they say. So I think in the field of AI and automation, we're still a little far away from this particular aspect that I've just quoted. I mean, imagine social media, emails, and a lot of other things that are going around. People write, people respond, and there are long trails that are going on. But can we build an AI that can, on a live basis, predict the sentiment of the customers and then respond accordingly? Not just alone with the words and the phrases that they use, but also pick up on the other parts or the emotional aspects around it. So these are some of the things that can be done.
That's a very valid point, and that's much needed in this era of AI, and where everything is, getting automated.
Correct.
But the only thing is lacking is sentiments.
Yes.
Okay. So let's moving forward. So if we talk about the things like customer journey mapping, NPS, customer experience, everything. So how do you see AI affecting their future?
So I think, Udita, they both go hand in hand. From a consulting angle, from a customer journey mapping angle, I think at this moment, or maybe from the last 2 decades, what we're doing is we are doing all these mapping and analysis and our audits and everything based on the human output. Now tomorrow, when the AI is coming into picture and automation is coming into picture, there is also a need to do the mapping and audit and conformance testing and bug testing for the AI and automation as well. Because you can't predict the robots to be always correct. And I think with that notion, it will become immensely important that the way, like you said, NPS or customer journey mapping and a lot of other things are executed these days will also evolve over a period of time, because they also need to wear the shape of the AI and automation, and hence the user testing, the analytical ability, the data science, and all those kind of things will come into picture and will play a larger role in terms of solving some of these subjects and helping the organization evolve further.
Okay, so that's very insightful. So before we wrap up, I want you to give tips to our future business consultants or the people who want to enter into service industry. So what is the path?
So my only tip to the people, like you said, who wish to enter in the service industry is they got to be customer passionate or service passionate themselves first, because there's no formal qualifier or a degree that can help a person enter into service industry. The only qualifier is your own sentiment, your own passion, your own experience, because you love to service and you love to get service. So if you're somebody who loves to interact with people, who loves to solve problems, who loves to elevate things for the customers, no matter which role you are playing, but this is something that you derive your own happiness out from, by making others happy the way they are getting serviced. So I think that's the only basic fundamental. However, when you enter the industry, as you move forward and as you probably grow senior and older, there are various aspects that come in between, depending on the role and your span and what kind of work are you doing, both from qualitative to quantitative and experiential to sentimental. There are a variety of things that can be done. But I think the most important factor is this is one industry where I feel that not professionally but personally also you should be inclined towards such aspects so that it brings the best out of you, and you should feel happy about the job that you're doing.
Okay, yeah, definitely. One should happy about the
Yeah.
job he or she is doing. Okay, so thank you so much, Rahul, for joining us, and much love to our audience to be with us or to join us on this insightful session by Mr. Rahul Gupta.
Thank you so much, Udita, and thanks for inviting me. And I think it was a great discussion, discussing all these things that we've just discussed. Thanks to all your questions, so that it brought the best out of what I could think.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the people who will watch this video must take some goodness out of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.